So the roof is up. Oh wow. Now it's a building. That is a building. It's funny, in one way it makes it feel smaller having the roof on. But at the same time, see what I'm visualising is when it's going to have Land Rovers in it, it's going to make it look quite small because they're going to fill the space quite a lot. But then at the same time, it's a bit of a barn. It's a bit like a barn. It's just this sort of short, bit stumpy. Just need to park 2 defenders in here, and yeah, that'll be the real test. That's how it's been designed. It's really coming down to this. You don't know when you design this thing. Should it be 7 meters? Should it be 6? Should it be 8? Should it be 9? Should it be 10? Whatever dimension, you have to make a decision on that beforehand. But it's all going to come down to the next couple of weeks, really. So the doorway's in. Next week I need to get garage door people round to price up a quote for a garage door. That's probably going to be pretty expensive, I expect. But hopefully it's Wednesday today. Hopefully by the end of the week it should be watertight on the inside. They've got the Velux windows. I had to decide where they go today. I basically said, so they get double rafters on 2 sides, so they're going to be about midway between the 2 and over there, and they're better on this side because the other side hopefully will have solar panels at some point. But yeah, that's just to stop it feeling so gloomy, and also to allow a bit of ventilation. If it gets too hot in here, I can ventilate quite easily. What have I done? What have I done? So these are going to get chopped off probably around there. Slate up as well. We've got I-beam. And negative pressure. Yeah, so these rafters we put on first. Hold the beam in. Gables we put on second. They're screwed into there. That's screwed down into the wall plate there. A few days later, everything's dried out. Look, I haven't seen it this dry in about 3 weeks. Anyway, so what they finished up doing was, well, they haven't quite finished yet, but putting in the Velux windows. So we've got the double rafters, and then the trimmers, and over here as well. So I basically went for a third halfway up. This one's got to get shifted up because at the moment there's a scaffold pole right exactly where that is on this side. What they also did was the plumb cut and all the rafters, fitted the fascias, and then the framing for all the soffits along here. I had to make a decision. They wanted to go, so they're going to use this, which is just sort of rough sawn, treated 8-inch timber. They wanted to do 2 boards, and I liked the length of the rafters because this is 2.9 meters. This is about 2.5, so 2.5 is halfway between the ground and the ridge. So I liked that. Basically it would be 50% visually, 50% roof, 50% wall. So I wanted these to go as low as possible. So we've now settled on 3 boards across, 3 of these boards across under the soffits. Quite a large overhang. I kind of like that though, because I'd like to put downlighters at some point. And also it's a nice overhang for, you can stand out in the rain, all that kind of stuff. Scaffolders came and replaced a few of these, so they don't impact. This one still needs to get removed. We've had the storm straps put on as well. This is basically to stop the gable moving out as part of the engineer's specification. So building control came out and the engineer came out. The engineer was generally happy, didn't see any problems. I asked him about, does this need to be strapped into the floor? Is it fine that it's just bolted into there because these are just resting on DPM? He said it's fine because the weight of the building holds it down. But otherwise, yeah, he said the building was as designed, and the fact that we've got like a little screw, you know, holding the girder down into the post, and the same above the doorway, that's not an issue because it's all just held by the weight of it, essentially. I also asked him about, you know, I said a lot of people have talked to me about the fact what's stopping the walls bowing out. He said people don't tend to understand it because it's not a common method of construction in the UK, but that's not going to happen because for the rafters to go out, they have to come down, and to come down, they have to push through that girder, so it's not really gonna. That's not the way the roof's constructed. Building control came up with 3 points. It was the day the builders weren't here, so they said they need some noggins. I'm not exactly sure. They either need noggins between these rafters where the straps are, or they want noggins in the gable. They also want the double rafters bolted together every 600 millimeters, and they also want joist hangers under the trimmers there on all of the windows. I told the builder and he said that's fine, we're going to do that anyway. So all good there, I think. So the roof is going to start going on tomorrow. They're going to do the mesh, the membrane and the battens. Start that tomorrow. This week's looking beautiful, sunny. It's great this building's having a chance to dry out before all the weight starts getting put on the top, which I'm quite happy about because it's just been saturated for a couple of weeks. Otherwise, yeah, my fears have been allayed with this OSB getting destroyed. That was the 40-mile-an-hour wind. This garage can't come soon enough. I had to start thinking about the door. I essentially designed this for a roller door. I'm thinking if I'm going to insulate this, it's quite a wide part, quite a long side of the building. It'd be good to have it as insulated as possible. I'm now kind of seeing that roller doors are, even when they're insulated, they're really not that good. U values of about 5, which is the same as a single pane of glass, and or single thickness of glass. Whereas sectional doors can have U values of about 1, which is a hell of a lot better. Still nothing compared to a wall. The problem with sectional doors is they come out a long way because they have to come out flat. And I've measured it, it's probably around here, which kind of negates the whole point of having a lift. Because I can't really, unless the lift's a bit there, is it going to go up? So I've measured just under the ridge beam, the bottom of the ridge beam to the floor, it's 4.5 metres. So we've got about 60 centimetres above that to the actual top of the ridge, so 4.5 metres, which I think is perfectly fine for depending on a lift. But the track is basically going to come out to here. It's the door height plus a bit more, and that it's designed for flat ceilings. You can get industrial ones that go up to the pitch of the roof, but domestic garage companies, I'm not sure yet whether they're gonna want to do something like that, because I've already asked them and they said there's sectional up there, I'll potentially roll a door, and they go, oh, roll a door for your situation. So got some companies coming out, and we're going to talk about that, but that's going to probably have to be decision point. Preserve the head height of the roller door, but not have as good insulation or very good insulation at all. Or get a sectional door, which is basically a lot more weather tight. It's not just about insulation, but it's about being weather tight, or draft tight, which roller doors really aren't. Sectional doors can have basically gaskets and seals all the way around, so they're not just thermally efficient, but there's no drafts and things, which is something else I think about. So I can buffer the humidity a bit more in here, or a cheaper roller door which does preserve the head height, because not that I need this head height here, but this is that'll be, it's not a platform all the way across, it's just basically 3, a runner each end, and then 1 in the middle for the operator motor. So you'll still be able to see up, and lights will be able to shine down. It does impact a bit if it's now moved into the centre, and that's where all the head height is. So it's going Gonna be a big decision to come, and I'm gonna have to make that quite quickly, I think, so I can get this thing sealed up. Hopefully within a week, all these lovely slates will be on the roof. What a cathedral. All the windows in. My kids have been doing, they've been throwing paper airplanes off the scaffolding. I mentioned this one that was out, and they've sorted that. They originally said, oh, can't have been screwed in then because of the scaffolding. It was screwed in, so I'm glad I picked that up. And then they put the noggers in. Definitely going to have to get a hook so I can open that from the inside.
I need you.
Got it.
No, I'm not ready.
Just found how they solved the scaffold problem with that rafter. The roof is almost done. We've been doing the trench as well, but you'll see that in another video. These are the ridge tiles. Kind of cement affair, but the same colour, more or less, as the ridge. There's the slates. Get an idea of the gloominess. It's not that gloomy, but it's difficult to tell when you've got sunlight. So they're going to finish the slates off tomorrow. They've spent at least a week on the slates. It's quite a slow job. But anyway, you've got these supports to take out. Nothing's been done yet with the bolting and the joist hangers. I have to remind them. Also, the garage door is booked in. It's going to be a roller door in the end. I had a few quotes, and the guy said sectional door that goes up the roof pitch is an industrial one. That's going to cost probably £10,000. So yeah, that ain't going to happen. So I'm going to stick with a roller door. Got a mix of Tyvek and Roof Shield. Don't know if there's any functional difference between an external breather membrane and a roof cladding membrane, but there we go. The membrane's on. We've got our fascias, barge boards. So that's the final look. They're also going to start getting the guttering on. One thing that's, I don't know, on my mind is how much crap there is that ends up in the membrane and under here all the way along. I did brush off a load of stuff before they started, but it's just crap that, I don't know, I don't want it clogging everything up. Oh, it does look amazing though. A nice little detail here on the ridge. What's possibly more incredible is the amount of wastage that's come off. The amount of broken tiles and broken slates. You might call me fastidious, but I've just washed down the roof. Got all this crud off because I don't want to be clogging the gutters and filling up the... Look at this, look at all this stuff. Look how much has come off by hosing it down. I'm glad I've done this because I don't want to be... The downpipe's not on yet. I don't want to be filling the soak away with this. So I haven't got a silt trap on yet or anything like that. So yeah, I think this is worthwhile.